Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we get started with this review, I would like to thank Suzuki Auto Hub BGC for allowing me to review this 2021 Suzuki Vitara ALLGRIP. This is also the first Suzuki on my channel, so it's an honor to review for Auto Hub Group again. Also, this dealership opened few months ago. I will leave the contact details in the description along with the address of the dealership. So being the first Suzuki on my channel, kind of feels special as well because, fun fact, this Suzuki Grand Vitara is the only one in the lineup here in the Philippines that is made in Europe. Specifically, this Grand Vitara came from Hungary. Quality-wise, interior, fit and finish is stunningly good. It's not a premium vehicle, but it's good enough. I know this is a Kailyong thing, but I couldn't help it. Hear this door thud for a Suzuki. That feels pretty solid. So I'm inside here right now because I'm just in the service center of Auto Hub BGC. There's music playing, but it's alright. Pretty decent looking for a Suzuki. I am very impressed, and I would say a little bit understated as well, this crossover. This competes with the Kia Stonic, Ford EcoSport, Geely Coolray, and Volkswagen T-Cross. Yeah, the price may be a little bit steep against the competition, but I would say the only one in its class that is made from Europe. Also very unique looking headlights. There's actually a blue accent in the main headlight. That's actually a very cool thing to note. You got halogen fog lamps just down below, halogen high beams. The rest are LEDs, some of the headlights, the DRLs. Yeah, and that blue accent I just mentioned. There is a nice line around from the front door to the rear fender. That actually looks sweet for a crossover. The skid plate in the rear, there's actually a reverse light trying to imitate Formula 1. Also, I love this red color with the two-tone finish. And yeah, that's about it in the exterior. Also, nice looking wheels. Also, there's just a right amount of cladding. Also, I don't mind this chrome with the cladding. That's actually nice. So this is the interior of the Suzuki Grand Vitara ALLGRIP. I love this sound. The quality here is sublime. Like, this is hard squeegee material. Just very few plastics. I don't know what you call this, but it's actually a nice lining with some weird pattern in it. You have plastic paddle shifters. As you know by now, I like paddle shifters in a car. Just few plastics here, like in the door. Some... Oh, really? Wait. Some Alcantara-ish like material on the door. Same with here on the seat. This one's leather with the white stitching. This one's also the same like Alcantara leg. So you have big cubby space and one bottle holder on either side. Then window switches here. So also you only have one blank button here for your lights, electronic stability control, hill descent control, parking sensors. Then we move here in the steering wheel. Yeah, nice material as well. This one's really hard. Like, almost mixed with plastic and leather, so it's really hard, but it's nice to the touch. Then here in your steering wheel, you have your cruise control settings. By the way, this Vitara does not have adaptive cruise control, but there's still cruise control, so which is alright. Then here your adjustments for the infotainment, for your radio. Then here you have your conventional speedometer, tachometer, then a digital display in the middle, so I will play with that later. And I love this infotainment system. I mean, yeah, it's not the fastest nor the slowest infotainment I've experienced, but it's still nice. It's big. This has still Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that's still nice. And this is my favorite feature of this Vitara. That compass there. I will leave that. That looks sick. Oh, by the way, the ground clearance of this is 185mm, so it can kinda off-road. Also, the wading depth is 200mm. It can off-road, but not too heavy. It's still nice to know you can somewhat off-road. So, another cool feature with the Grand Vitara, beside your air conditioning vents, you have a clock. The glove box, little bit tiny only, just a little bit. Okay, then we move here in the center console. So one blank button here, don't know what that is for. Oh, you have two SD cards, one for your map and then one for your probably your radio, save music I would say. You can attach a mic. I don't know what kind of mic you will attach on this infotainment. Then you have your start stop button here, and then physical buttons for the climate control. And I would say This car's on already. It's so cold. I love it. And then below the air conditioning controls, you have a USB and aux cord area right there, and then a 12-volt socket. So the cabby space, no, that won't even fit my phone, but you can put something like a wallet instead. That's actually 2 of them. Okay, that's a nice place to store your keys. And then here in your gear lever, still nice to the touch. It's a bit harder now with the silver lining, but it's alright. Oh, here's a manual mode. That's where you use the paddle shifters now, by the way. And the Vitara's party piece is this, your driving mode. So put it to snow. Why would you use that? But I think you can use that for like slippery surfaces, like on a very hard rainy day. Then we shift it to the right. You have sport mode. I will definitely use sport mode. And then push auto, that's like your default setting for the driving. The all-wheel drive system will be kind of like front bias. It will only send power to the rear wheels if needed. Then sport mode, of course, everything responsive. The steering will become more sharper. And then yeah, as I said, the snow mode may be more of like on a hard rainy day. I heard a lot of reviews that this Vitara is one of the best handling in its class, so I'm very excited to drive this already. But let's finish here in the interior first. So you have 2 more cup holders here, and then here in the center glove box. Even this is nice material. What the heck? Okay, that's actually big. It's a bit narrow, but it's deep. Okay, that's a blank 12-volt socket space. This moves forwards and backwards, but I'll leave it in the forward position. And reverse camera is actually decent. Yeah, it's just a bit pixelated, but at least it's big enough. So that is alright. Also, you have a button here to lock your differential, but you have to put it first in snow mode. Also, I found this very scary cubby space. Like, no. It's so long that half of my phone can fit in that. No, my whole phone can fit in that. What the heck? And to finish off here in the front, so here on top, you have a sunglasses holder, your light switches, and then controls for the panoramic sunroof. Also, you're wondering, what's this divider in this panoramic sunroof? So if I demo that, you can open 1 or 2 of them. Because if this was only one whole piece, it would have sticken out in the back of the boot already. So that's a good design feature of this Vitara. You can even set it to half if you want. Finally, visor with mirror. Oh, there's a vanity light. That's cool. No. Anyway. So that's about here in front. I'll show you the back. So this is the back of the Suzuki Vitara, but I will do this part on the door first. Yeah, all plastic-ish, and just only have 1 bottle holder on either side. That is it. So if I go in here, I love the materials of this seat. Like like leather, and then mixed with Alcantara-ish type. That's also a lovely thing. But there's one problem here in the Vitara. There's no toys here in the back. Literally 0. There's not even a seat pocket behind the driver's seat, but there's a very small one behind the passenger seat only. Not even stuff here in the middle. It's just blank. But space here in the back, feet room, leg room, and the headroom, it's just alright for me. But yeah, you have this panoramic sunroof that will eat up a lot of space. Yeah, look, and you have that much of headroom. So taller people might just struggle here in the back. Yeah, because of this panoramic sunroof. There's literally no toys here in the back. Like as I said, there's not even a central armrest. But at least there's ISOFIX on either side of the seat. You only have light switches on either side. That's probably the only toys here in the back. At least the panoramic sunroof kind of goes all the way to the back seats already. So it's alright. I'll show you the boot space. There's nothing here in the back. So this is the boot space of the Suzuki Vitara. This is not electronic tailgate, by the way, but some of the competition doesn't have anyway, so it's fine. So with all the seats up, you have 375 liters of space. So that's actually pretty decent. It's on par with the competitions. It's spacious enough. So here on the left side, you have a cubby space. Actually, that's a pretty deep cubby space. You have a grocery hook here on the left. And then on the right side, you still have a cubby space. That's enough for a bag. Yeah, it's actually enough for a bag. Then on here on the right side, you have a 12-volt socket and then one light only. That's about it. Also, you have a tonneau cover. Also, another party piece of this Suzuki Vitara, you have a hidden storage underneath the false floor. But I can't show you what's underneath, but there is a space saver donut type tire. Now with all the seats down, you have 710 liters of space. That's pretty decent as well. So it's not the biggest in class, nor it's the smallest, I think, but it's still pretty decent. So with that I will show you the engine. So this is the engine of the Suzuki Vitara ALLGRIP. It's a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine with 115 horsepower and 156 Newton meters of torque. This is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. I've heard from the reviews, it's pretty decent performing car. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's good enough for a daily drive. So that's about it. Let's go for a drive.
So, ayun guys. Labas na nga kami.
Shoutout pala to Sir Michael and Sir FJ. So first impressions of this Suzuki Grand Vitara. Yep, the steering is so light. So right now auto mode, I just floor it. Okay, that's not the fastest nor the slowest in the world, but just decent. So turning radius, okay, dead easy. It's a subcompact crossover. So let's try sport mode and then manual. Okay, the shift time is just decent. Shifting down is actually quick. But I would say it's not too bad. It's not too delayed, the shift time. Yeah, it's responsive enough for an automatic transmission. And VH, yes, the engine can get noisy sometimes, I'll admit that. But just going at low speed, just around the city, yeah, it's alright. You're just a little bit of tiredness only, but it is tolerable. Yeah, handling wise, I would say it's pretty light. There's good enough feel. It's not like other electronic power steering wheel to the point it is numb. This one, there is just the right amount of feel. One of the best in class, just it's right there. I would say it's better though than a Kia Stonic. That for me is just a little bit too light for my liking only. Auto, there's just slight hesitation only. Sport mode, yes, it hands down, it's really responsive. Also the brakes are, wait, let me try it again. Yeah, just high. There's just little travel to it, but they're still strong. And some reviews I've seen, this is underpowered, as they say. For me, no, it's just the right amount of performance. I think it's just similar like to a Volkswagen T-Cross, since this is the same power, as well as a Ford EcoSport. This is not too bad. Still a pretty decent performer. Of course, this can off-road, but this feels a bit more at home at the city. And just driving at a bit faster paces earlier, yeah, the ride is so stable. Also going over humps and bumps, it's so comfortable. Like here on a rough surface, yeah, still comfortable. Yeah, the suspension might be a bit too firm, but it's still a comfortable car to say the least. And body lean, look, just minimal only. Very impressive. Yeah, this gearbox is not too bad. It shifts up and down pretty quickly. Going over a big hump. Wow, that's really good. Still comfortable despite being a high hump. Of course, here in BGC, the humps here are really notorious. And I noticed something. If you put in drive mode and manual mode, it doesn't hesitate that much anymore. So it's kind of the same with sport mode on. So just something I noticed only. But if you leave it auto, yeah, you will notice the hesitation. But I will leave that in drive mode only. Just want to cruise around just in the city. Also, I love this addition of this panoramic sunroof. Look how much light there is in the cabin. And this is also my first Suzuki. I have no other comparison with it. Those are the parking sensors, by the way. Speaking of parking sensors, it's not as sensitive as like in that Geely Cool Ray. Like every movement around it, the sensors will go nuts. Like this is not too bad. There were people walking in front or motorcycles. It didn't beep that much, just once for now. Yeah, I would say best in class handling. Yeah, probably one of them. I think the steering feel, the handling is just as good as a Geely cooler. I will say that. And I would say this is pretty underrated as well, this Vitara. Hence being the only European-made Suzuki. Quality, fit and finish here is excellent. Is it worth buying this Vitara? Yeah, I would say if you just want to try something different that's nimble, decent enough performance, yeah, I would get the Vitara. Even though it's just a little bit steep. Yeah, going over these humps, this one just kind of glides through them. I'm impressed. Look how comfortable that is. Okay, I noticed something. If you're in manual mode and sport mode, it will automatically upshift in the red line. Yeah, also visibility, I'm impressed. You can see all around the D pillar when you see from the back, it's not too much in the way. Yeah, I will admit, the engine might be a bit too noisy for some, but I come from a noisy car. This is quiet for me, but for other people, this might find it a bit too noisy. But the rest of the NVH, I will say, is fine. So this Suzuki Grand Vitara might be for some people who want something different. I know you're paying a bit more for premium price. You should definitely consider this Vitara. And unlike most of its competition, this one can definitely off-road. So is this the Suzuki for you? Yes. Unless you want a Jimny, but that's a story for another time. And this is more practical than a Jimny. Almost forgot about the fuel economy. Just a little bit heavy-footed. My driving just here around BGC. But I'm very impressed with this fuel economy. 8.4 kilometers per liter. Just in the city. And I'm a bit heavy-footed, as you know. Wow, it's actually efficient. That concludes my review. Not the best, but one of the best handling subcompact crossovers in its class. So yeah, that's all I have to say with this Vitara. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future car reviews. Maybe with Suzuki BGC again. Bye bye.